Hi, this is Randy from Fried Eggs Golf, and welcome to Over Easy, your weekly dose of BS. Now, as promised, this week's episode is going to be a Q&A, but before I get to that, I do want to mention that if all goes to plan, I should upload this video on Monday, and at this point in time, I should be out on the golf course playing a practice round for a U.S. Senior Open qualifier. Now, obviously, I'm not playing in the event. I'm actually caddying for a friend of mine who used to work here at Bobix with me, who's now retired. He is going to try to qualify to play in the Senior U.S. Open. We're going to play a practice round. It's at Orchard Ridge Country Club. And then the qualifier itself is on Wednesday. So I'll be carrying his bag, hopefully advancing him to the U.S. Senior Open. I believe it's a one-stage qualifier, so out of like the 30 or 40 people that will be there, the guy who wins, top finisher, will actually advance to play in the U.S. Senior Open. So Dan, best of luck. I hope you play well. I'm hoping to bring you some vlog footage of Dan and I playing the practice round on Monday, and I want to post some of that video because you have to see Dan swing. For a very old man, he swings the club very well. Without any further delay, let's get to the questions. You guys asked a ton of questions, and I'm very excited. I forgot how much I missed the Q&A part of Over Easy, so let's just jump into the questions and start answering them. Mark Sheehan asked, best course that you have ever played? I don't travel much to play golf. I don't really have the finances to do so. So those of you that are fortunate enough to go and travel around and play golf in different places, different states, different countries, that's awesome. That has to be a great experience. So in my limited sample, the best course that I've ever played, in my opinion, was actually a Pete Dye design course here in the state that I live, which is Indiana, and it's in French Lick, and it's actually just called the Pete Dye course in French Lick. It is an amazing display of golf architecture. He is no stranger to bulldozing whatever he wants the course to look like. So I feel like he really worked the contours of that land, and it is an amazing experience. It is so expensive to play that course. I would never play that course ever if I had to pay for the round. I was actually taken down as a part of a sales contest to play. So Pete Dye course, French Lick, Indiana. That's the best course I ever played. Stin DeShepper wants to know, how tough is it to maintain Beverly's Hills? It's very easy for me. It's at my dad's house, so obviously he's the one that does most of the primary maintenance. It's tough, and it's not a full-scale golf course. It's just one hole and 9 tee boxes. But even saying that, there's a lot to do, not just mowing, but just watering, fertilizing, just maintaining the course itself. It is strenuous, and thankfully, he doesn't have a life, so that's all he does is just go out there and play on that course and mow it, and he loves every minute of it. So no matter how much he complains about it, I know that he's having the time of his life. Okay, Travis Redder, I think that's how you say your name. Beatles or Elvis? Beatles, not even close. Jordan Bovalina, best driver you have ever played and why? Well, Jordan, the best driver, and I'm going to give you two answers because it's a two-part, because the best driver I ever played was then replaced by the next best driver I ever played, and that would be, the best driver was an R11 TP that I was absolutely in love with. We're talking the original R11, the original white-headed driver. The reason I liked it is the spin rates on it were just perfect. It was like 2,000 RPMs, like 15 degrees of launch, and I hit that thing a mile, and I hit it straight, and I would still be playing that driver today if it would not have crashed and burned on me. I cracked the face on it, I sent it back to TaylorMade, and then they send me like an R11S or something, and I was like, ugh. But then I replaced that driver eventually after searching around for a little while and kind of flipping between drivers, not knowing where I was going to end up. The Big Bertha Alpha, the driver that I'm playing now, is my absolute favorite driver that I've ever played, once again, because launch angle's high, spin rates are low. It's not as straight, I don't think, as the R11, but we all love distance, let's face it. Jeremy Holt, do you think that the days of country club memberships and being able to play 3 or 4 rounds a week is dying slowly? And should the golf industry embrace the short course, 9-hole rounds, and casual golf or more? Yeah, I think it is dead. I think that country clubs have begun to, experience this, especially around where I live, either with courses closing or private courses becoming public because they can't sustain their facilities based on their current membership. You know that there's golfers that would play, but they can't because they can't afford a membership or can't justify it. So I don't know. Country clubs, it feels like an elitist thing, and you're just kind of shutting yourself off to potentially a lot of customers and clients that could be very good customers and clients just because you want to seem like you're up here. As far as the short courses, absolutely. The best time I've had in my entire life playing golf has been at the homemade golf course that my dad and I and my brothers and my mom made. It's fun because, we can go out, we can play anytime we want, and you can play 9 holes in like 45 minutes. And that for me is the big thing, because if you can play golf in an hour, like after you get off of work or before you go to work, or you can go out and play a couple holes during your lunch break, I think that this would be more appealing to most golfers, because I don't know, it's like it must just be retired people that they love to go out and play these like 4 or 5 hour rounds. Like when I go to the course, I love it when I can get in a car and I can play 9 holes in an hour and 15 minutes. And I can just be, I go out, I play golf, I have fun. I'm not rushing myself. I'm just, I'm committed to that round, and I'm not sitting there on my phone or telling a story. It's just like I just go out, I play my round, I have a great time. And I wish that more courses would embrace that idea of just the quickness of play. Like, go out there, don't mess around, play your round, be done, have fun, come back tomorrow. That's what I think. Barry Down, what is your favorite format in golf? Stableford, stroke play, match play. Do you think there's too much stroke play on the PGA Tour? Well, Barry, I would have to say that my favorite format is, I like playing scrambles, just because it's kind of low pressure. You have a lot of fun. You typically are playing with people that you're friends with, and it's always good for a laugh. I mean, competitively, I prefer stroke play, and that's biased because I'm not any good at match play. Raymond Booth, how about another major not in the States? Yeah, I think you're onto something there, because you go on to mention in your comment a major in Australia or a major in Asia. I could see a major event happening in Asia because the game is exploding there, and I think to ignore that market and ignore the fact that there's a lot of interest in golf in Asia, I think, or even in like the Dubai area, I think in the near future you may see another major added to the calendar, and it could be within that demographic, because the game is just exploding over there. And I think it would be good for the game, not only on the PGA Tour, but just worldwide, the growth of it. Jason Faria, what product do you use to get your hair so perfect? I don't use product. I actually just sleep on my face like this. I wake up and it looks like this. Daniel Higginbottom. Hi, Randy. My question is, what do you want to do for the future of your career? Do you want to work at a store like Bobix or in a major company like Ping, Callaway, or Bridgestone? I know it is very tough to get in the field, and what are your thoughts on it? Put me on the spot here, because I'm sitting at my work right now. I'll be quiet. My future, I don't know. I don't have, and I don't think I've ever mentioned to have any aspirations to be a professional YouTuber. This is just something I like to do. For those of you who don't know, I went to school to study media and public communications. I got a degree in that many years ago, and I have refused to kind of use that. This is kind of my outlet for that major, to justify all that money I spent on that college degree. But yeah, I think I would love to get into some kind of media production, and I just love how I can stay connected with golf by working in this shop, and that's why it's been so hard for me to walk away from this position, because I have so much freedom here to kind of pick and choose what kind of work I want to do each day. And the fact that I can tie this YouTube channel into what I do at work, it makes it so much more enjoyable for me. So I don't want to work golf retail for the rest of my life. I'll be very honest with you about that. As far as working for a big company like Ping, Callaway, well, no one's come knocking yet. So I'll just keep leaving my door open, and I'll see what opportunities present themselves. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep plugging away and keep expanding and focusing on more the media side of what I do, and try not to get too wrapped up in the business side of it. So thank you, Daniel. Charlie Brady, Randy, my question is, do you think technology advancements in club is coming to a point where they can't do much better in distance or forgiveness for the average golfer? There has to be a point in the future where it's impossible to drive the ball any further. I think we reached that point a long time ago. I don't think I'm spoiling anything in golf retail when I'm saying that we hit a brick wall probably 10 years ago. As far as the ball going farther and performance increasing, that's a little bit of this going on there where I don't think there's anything to justify that. There's obviously been some clubs that have come out this year, with like Epic. That's something new that we haven't seen, and I think that's why that club has been doing so well, is because it's something we haven't seen before. It tells a great story, and it also performs well. So anytime you have all three of those things combined, typically you're going to set a new bar. And when that happens, everyone kind of tries to elevate themselves to that level. And then you kind of have that little bit of surge where the equipment improves a little bit more. So yeah, you're right. It's not big leaps and bounds like it used to be. But when that company can climb up to that next level, typically all the other manufacturers have to start elevating their game. So it's good for everybody when technology advances, but let's face it, the improvements are minuscule. All right, last question here. Anthony Hopkins, I love your work, by the way, wants to know, hi Randy, when are you going to go over to the UK and do some videos with Finch, Shields, Crossfield, and Lockie? 100,000 subscribers. At 100,000 subscribers, I will buy my ticket that day, and I will fly over, and I will track down these men, and I will force them to play course vlogs with me. Obviously, I would love to collaborate with any one of these gentlemen. I think they make great content. I think they do fantastic work, and obviously they have a very vast knowledge of the game that we love to play, and I think that I could learn a lot from them. It would be so much fun to make content with these guys. Now, obviously, Peter and Rick, I've been in contact with, and I really do see something in the near future happening with us, some kind of collaboration. I don't know when that will happen. Mark and Coach, I have not talked with that much, but once again, it's an open door. I would love to work with either one of them and make some I think we could make some great content. But when you have an ocean separating you, it makes things difficult. Thank you guys so much for asking all these wonderful questions. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. There was a lot. I think what I want to do is every other week do a Q&A, because I love this format. I love your guys' questions, and I love the variety of them. I don't get the same question over and over. You guys are very insightful, and you must go through the other comments and make sure you don't re-ask questions, because it seems like I never get duplicates. But thank you, and thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. If you have any questions for the next Q&A, don't put them here. Or do. Yeah, put them here. Write them down below. If you have a question for the next Q&A, put them at the bottom of this episode, and I will answer them, not the next Over Easy, but the following. You might have to rewind that to make it make sense. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.